and we celebrate as a community the second Sunday of Easter. We went through the Passion and saw the disciples, those apostles, who were definitely not perfect people. They scattered at the cross for fear of persecution and went to that upper room. We know that the only two people by Jesus as he was on the cross were Mary, his mother, and the beloved disciple. They all went to that upper room in fear of persecution, and then we hear about this Pentecost event, which we'll celebrate in just a few short weeks, where they received that Holy Spirit and they risked their lives, proclaiming Jesus Christ, his resurrection, that indeed he was the Christ. And 2018 years later, we're still here. The Catholic Christian Church. In the Acts of the Apostles in the first reading, they talk about, Luke is the writer, talks about the apostles being in one mind and in one heart. Now, if they've all been scattered, and they're all very, very different, if we read about the Acts of the Apostles and their lives, being one in mind and in heart is what the writer is writing about. And reflecting even upon that, of us as Christians, gathering as people in one mind and one heart. I think we can be all over the board when it comes to our opinions on things, what we want to eat for breakfast, or political views, and this and that. Yet we still come to this church in worship, in one mind and one heart. We are descendants of those very apostles that followed Christ. I had the opportunity to go home this past week, and I visited Mom and Dad. And I love going home because it's a lot of fun. And we always get into some good discussions and conversations and have a lot of laughs. But I was driving my mom to work one day, and she loves to just keep poking me about political stuff. And I'm sure that doesn't happen in any family but mine. And she just likes to do it, and we're kind of the same personality. Like when we really get going, we act like little kids, and we just never stop. So while I'm driving her in the car, she just keeps going. I won't say what side she is on or what side I'm on. I'm not relevant in this story. But she just kept going and going and going, and my blood pressure kept going up and up and up and up. So by the end, when she got to work, she gets out of the car and slams the door and she says, "Grouch." That is all in good fun, of course. So later that night, when she got home, she was telling my dad about the story and my little brother and all that, and she just kept going on the same subject again, over and over and over. So I just looked at my mom and I said, "Mom, I love you." You know, kind of facetiously, but I said, "Mom, I love you." And then my little brother chimed in, and he says, "Yes, and that's the only thing that matters, is the fact that you love each other. That is the only thing that matters. Being one in mind and heart in a family. We can have many, many political views, many, many different opinions, many all sorts of things, but what keeps us together is love. That's the only thing that matters at the end of the day. And we know that we give our lives for our brothers, or our sisters, or our mom and our dad. It's that unity of love." So bringing that into a parish community, if we are truly one in mind and one in heart, yet people that may have left the Catholic Church or feel unwelcome to come back to the Catholic Church because they might not have the same political ideals or views or whatever. It's a big church, brothers and sisters. And we all don't gather as robots of one mind and heart in that way. We gather in one in mind and heart because we follow Jesus Christ and we profess him crucified and resurrected, that he is indeed with us at all times carrying us through. That's what we profess. That is the faith that we profess in the profession of faith, which we'll just do together in a few short minutes. That is why we gather here, and everything else flows from that. And again, the two greatest commandments is love of God and love of neighbor. That's what unites us all together. Professing faith in Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.